Good evening, everyone. We're going to begin momentarily. I'm just giving folks 1 to 2 more minutes to come on. All right. Thank you for coming out tonight, everyone. We're going to begin in 1 moment. I was just giving our presenters time to get in, and I believe we have them here. If not, we have one of our presenters present with us currently. So we are going to call this meeting to order. City of New Haven Meeting Agenda Youth Committee. The Youth Committee of the Board of Alders will meet on Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021 at 6 p.m. via video conference at https://bit.ly/3V capital H 5H3I and by phone at 301-715-8592 and 312-626-6799 with webinar ID 99729113095 and the special audio only passcode 461081557. To hold a workshop to receive updates on youth activities from representatives of the Youth and Recreation Department and the New Haven Public Schools. Per order, Honorable Kimberly Edwards, Chair. Attest, Honorable Michael Smart, City Clerk. For accessibility-related accommodations, please call 203-946-7651 voice or 203-946-8582 TTY TDD. Public can view the meeting on the Board of Alders YouTube page and at https://bit.ly/3VH5H3I or by phone at 301-715-8592 and 312-626-6799 with webinar ID 99729113095 and the special audio only passcode 461081557. Thank you all for your patience and thank you all for coming out tonight. We're going to start this meeting off, and what we are going to do is we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm going to start the introductions off and everyone else just follow suit. I am Alder Kimberly Edwards, Chair of the Youth Services Committee, Ward 19.
Brian Wingate, Ward 29, Beaver Hills.
Alder Ortiz, Ward 17. Alder Carmen Rodriguez, Ward 6.
Alder Honda Smith, Ward 30.
Thank you. And I would also like to acknowledge Third Officer Alder Sal DeCola, and thank him for joining us tonight. And we're going to start this off with our representatives, if they are in attendance. I see we have our Director of Yard, Ms. Gwendolyn Bush Williams here. So we're going to let her kick it off and start the festivities.
Good evening, Madam Chair, and to all the alders and members of the Youth Committee. It's always a pleasure to be with you. I was not with you at the last meeting, so it is good to see everyone's smiling face on this meeting. So excited to be with you. Have a couple of topics just to update you on. I'm going to try and keep it quick and concise so that everyone can enjoy their families for this evening. So to make sure I didn't miss anything, I have a list of items just to go over with you and then afford you the opportunity to ask me any questions that you have. So the first bullet will be Youth at Work. The Youth at Work component will be going in a full swing. The program will commence from July 6th. We're going to start after the actual holiday, and we will be closed on July 5th. So we will be starting on July 6th. We will run on to July 31st, which is a 5-week program. We have just mailed out our offer of employment letters to the youth. So we are excited that there will be, under the Youth at Work program, we have mailed out approximately 350 letters so far. We do have a small wait list, but it will not be a wait list because as I move on into some of the other events, work components that we have, we plan on putting everyone who was hired or who applied for the Youth at Work program to some form of employment. If I'm able to pull it off, this will be the first time in history we had everyone who applied in some kind of work component. So fingers crossed and all prayers that we can make this happen and pull it off. We're excited about it. On our recreation side, the camps will begin on June 28th. We will be covering all of our park facilities that we have. We will have programs there, and we will be in 6 of the schools doing our recreation side programming. So we're very excited. I do have to be transparent and say the registration has been a little slow. We are open, but we understand why when I get to further down in our conversation of why I believe the registration is a little slow. But the registration is open. It is available over at 7720 Edgewood Avenue for anyone who is interested. We are doing what we call sessions. So we have 3 sessions that are 2-week components. And the reason we do it in sessions is so that it gives an opportunity for parents if they're going to take their child away for the summer. You know, when I was growing up, I always went 2 weeks down south, no matter what. And so we kept that in mind when they created the way they do the sessions, so that if a child is not there, just say in the middle, beginning or end, the parents do not have to pay for that period, but they are still able to have their young person register in a program. And so we have a standardized 3 sessions. What will be a change for this year is that we are going to extend it for a 4th session, which will run from August 9th through August 20th. And that is if there is a final approval on with the American Rescue Program, we plan on extending our summer camps. But I know you all recognize that it's not something we could pull together at the last minute. So we already have the plans in place. If we get the green light, we will hit the ground running in the advertisement for it so that parents can start registering for that 4th session. Lighthouse Park is open. Yes. It opened in time for Memorial Day. We are very excited to have everyone fully staffed. So we are out there with our lifeguards, and we have the splash pad that is open. The carousel is open as well. That operation, though, does fall under Parks and Public Works, but we still work together as a family to make everything in the synergy and create the synergy to run Lighthouse Park. It was unfortunate that when it opened fully, that it rained all weekend, but believe it or not, there were still some people who came out. They were able to get a few hours in, but unfortunately this past weekend, out of the four-day long weekend, we were only really open for 2 days because of the weather. But we are now open 7 days a week. The boat ramp is open, and we are actually in the process of getting a new payment system out there. I am working alongside with the controller's office and the accounting department to just get an updated pay system out there. And I'm sure you all know, because you passed the fees for it, that we're charging the fees if you are a non-New Haven resident or if you live out of state or to get in the boat ramp. So we're just doing an overhaul to make sure that we are staying technologically savvy and at the most current technology we have out there. So we're very excited for that. We are still working hand in hand with Parks and Public Works for the maintenance side, and also with the New Haven Health Department. Now, before the state opened back up, we had already decided that we were putting new signage out there, additional signage, to remind everyone to be COVID safe. That signage is out. It is available. Even though the state opened up, we still thought it was more prudent on our side to have the signs put up, because we still want everyone to remember that although we have the vaccine out, COVID still has not gone away, and we want everyone to be safe during this season. And so we continue to have the sign up there. So if you go out, you will still see the reminders of, having safe distance between one another, and just making sure if you have hand sanitizers and using your mask if you need to. We still have the signage up there. The American Rescue Program. And so if you turn to or go onto the City of New Haven under the purchasing department, you will see that we have put out one of the 2 requests for proposals that we would like to do under the American Rescue Program. Because it would take quite some time to flip the RFP process, following all the procurement procedures that is required by the city, we thought it was prudent, and I thought it was prudent, to put the RFP out, of course, with the contingency pending approval of the Board of Aldermen. And so we did not take it for granted. I do not assume that there was nothing that will be changed. We know life happens, things happen, but if you all do give the green light with the meeting on next week, we will be able to continue in the work. Again, with the work that we do, we cannot wait until the last minute. We have to do strategic planning because we are impacting so many people. And so after careful consideration and a lot of thought, we thought it was best that we go ahead and put the RFP out. If for whatever reason we are not approved under the American Rescue Program, we do have the ability to withdraw the RFP and no one would be impacted in a negative way. But if we are approved, we already have half the work that is done. Under the American Rescue Program, the RFP that is out is the Summer Expansion Program. This program will allow grassroots agencies and also LLCs, we have not limited it, it depends on the service that you are providing, to be able to apply. And under this program, the intent is to expand the capacity of your organization and or provide services to the families that have been greatly impacted by COVID at no cost to the family. That is the most important item under this RFP. It cannot be at cost to the family. And so this can be inclusive of a camp which wants to extend their hours longer, or they may want to extend their time longer. So instead of going for 4 weeks, or 5 weeks, we're going to extend it the whole period of summer, July 1st through August 31st, because we are going to give you the dollars in hand. We thought it was very important under the American Rescue Plan, or YARD feels that it is very important under the American Rescue Plan that we get the dollars into the hands of the community, because it is the community that has been impacted the most, especially small businesses. And so that's why we are offering the grants. And we are also making sure that anyone who applies, so if you are a mom and pop and maybe you're not an LLC, maybe you are not a nonprofit, If you have a fiduciary, you can also apply, and that is someone who's just dealing with your finances, as you know. So it is an opportunity for everyone to be able to benefit from this. As I talked about the nonprofits and extending camps or extending your daycares, this can also be for someone who's interested in sports. So just say if I am a soccer enthusiast, I am a soccer coach, and I want to provide free clinics to young people in the city, this grant is for you as well. We just want you to expand your capacity and what you're doing, again, at no cost to the families of New Haven. The next RFP that will be going out is the counselor and training program. That one is specifically targeted for our 8th graders and 9th graders. So I would say about 13 or 14-year-old. And so if you've ever raised a tween, you know, at 13 years old, they think they're just as grown as you are, even though I'm still footing the bill. So this will give them an opportunity to be trained for a future job experience. Now, whether it's with youth at work or whether it is in the community, or if you know, might be working with your grandfather at the auto mechanics, or you might be working with mom or dad on their side contracting business. This will give them the skills to transfer into a future job. And we're also looking for it to be a pipeline directly to youth at work. And so the intent of this RFP will be for a organization. It is for an organization to manage this program, and they would do a training program for that identified population. And at the end of the training program, the participants would receive a stipend for their participation. We think that is only fair, that, you know, it is something about earning your first check. I can remember the smile on my son's face. I took a picture of him because he was so proud to have that first check in his hand. And I can remember my own experience. And to even make you all laugh, I still have my first check. I saved it because it just really meant something. It really meant something to me. And so I kept my first check. And so I want every young person possible to have that same experience. I think that it really just leads them into a wonderful career path. You know, I worked really hard, and now I have a check. And so that's what we wanted to do with the CIT program. And finally, and I see my colleague, Gemma Lumpkin, has jumped on, so I am not going to hold you all too much longer. My very last point that I wanted to bring up is that tomorrow, June 3rd, 2020, we are having a special pop-up job fair. And this is actually going to be the perfect bridge to Gemma. So the Youth and Recreation Department, in collaboration with the Board of Education, will be working on summer fun. My component, or our half of summer fun, after we receive the warm handoff from the New Haven Board of Education, we will be providing recreation for all of the young people who will be attending the summer fun program through the New Haven Board of Education. We will be at 12 schools, and it will either be from 11:30 to 4:30 or 12 to 5. And I'm sure Gemma will correct me on that portion of it. And we will be providing that recreation. So we recognize we just didn't have enough people in order to make this happen. And I'm sure when Gemma gives her report, she will tell you how the numbers have just surpassed what anyone expected. And so we had to have this pop-up. The pop-up is going to occur tomorrow from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. It was initially supposed to be on the New Haven Green. However, looking at the weather forecast, we have moved it into 200 Orange Street in the basement where we will be. We will be handing out applications, and because of the funding source, it is very limited information you have to bring in, just the traditional application, which will be supplied tomorrow. And they will have the documentation required will only be a copy of the birth certificate and social security card. And that is just requirements and whatever is required from a human resource department if you are hired. And so we are looking to hire approximately 225 to 250 people. And so we will have those applications made available for everyone coming in tomorrow. I must note that the filling out the application does not guarantee a position. You know, we still have to make sure that we are hiring those who are qualified and really want to be here. You know, sometimes we have parents who force their young people to come down and fill out an application only to find out that the child cannot stand working with kids. That's just not a good formula. So we have to be realistic, and, you know, I have to be honest and say everyone who applies may not necessarily be hired, but that doesn't mean that we might not be able to refer them to some of the other programs that we have going on. So we are very excited for tomorrow. If you have any questions or if you know anyone, please refer them down to us. They can come pick up the application tomorrow, but it would have to be turned in by Friday, June 4th at 5 p.m. because of the quick turnaround that we're going to have to do. But it is made available. We have been on every avenue of social media in order to make this happen. And we have to thank any media and press and everyone, Board of Education, everyone who has helped push this out. So we're excited for tomorrow. So if you're looking for me tomorrow and you just kind of see me a little stressed out or some more gray hairs coming up around here, that's probably because I'm running everywhere just to make sure that it is perfect. But I have to close and bridge over to Gemma, but I do want to continue and say thank you to everyone on this youth committee who continues to support this department. You have made this transition so much easier for us with your support. We appreciate you. And my mom always taught me that thank you makes room for more, and to make sure people a person has their flowers while they can still see them. So that's why I constantly say thank you to you, because we want you to know that we appreciate your continued support. And also, then it'll make it a little easier when I say to you, I need you to work on a committee for me. Can you read this application? You'll feel guilty about saying no to me. How's that work?
I think it works. Thank you so much. Before I let you go, can you entertain a few questions from us, please?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Before we get into questions, I just want to acknowledge that Vice Chair of our Youth Services Committee is here, Alder, and our President, Taisha Walker-Meyer. She is also present. And members of the committee, please, if you have questions, please ask your questions. Alder Wingate.
Thank you, Chair. Gwendolyn, can we get a couple of applications to put out to
Absolutely.
our neighborhoods?
I can. Do you want me to email it to you tonight? I can email it before I leave. Or do you want? Either way, I have physical ones I can put in your box if you want. I can.
Are you currently at the office?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Put it in your box.
Y'all put it in the mailbox.
Okay, no problem.
And true story. I can't tell about all the jobs that I had, but I do have my first check that I earned at Yale University 29 years ago.
Yeah, you were proud, right? I got in trouble though, Alder Wingate. I got in trouble because I thought I was grown and I said I want to go to McDonald's, Mom, and she's like, I don't got no money. I didn't ask for your money. I got my own.
Listen, that was wonderful. I had to go buy diapers.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions, Alder Wingate?
No, thank you, Chair.
Any other committee members have questions? Alder Carmen Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So Gwendolyn, you said the only thing they have to provide and bring with them tomorrow is birth certificate and social security card?
Yes, ma'am, that is it. So with our Youth at Work program, and I just give more detailed answers just so you will understand for the future. With our Youth at Work program, we require more information because our funding is coming from the state and they require us to provide that. Because this pool of funding does not have those same restrictions, the only thing we need are those two items. So it's going to make it a little easier for the application process.
No, not a problem. Thank you so much for that. I just wanted to make sure they didn't have to bring like their school ID or something else, but those two items are perfect. Thank you so much. I just wanted to be clear for me. I appreciate that. Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Alder Honda-Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair, but Alder Ortiz was before me.
Oh, sorry. Well, she is going to reclaim her time later, and you have the floor, Alder Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Alder Ortiz. One question I have for you, Ms. Bush. Gwen.
Yeah, thank you, Gwen. Y'all keep calling me Gwendolyn. I feel like I'm getting in trouble. Please call me Gwen.
With the summer expansion program or the experience program, what is it? With that program, will the dollars meet the needs of each child that's in the program? Because you said that once you sign up for that program, you can't charge for any others or.
I'm sorry,
So,
Alder Smith. Yeah, could you help me understand the
yes.
question?
So with the dollars that you're providing for the program, are you providing the dollars for the full amount of the children that are attending the program?
And so we're allowing the work sites to be creative, or the applicant to be creative with their proposal. So in the application, it will have to be proposed to us, written out along with a budget, how you plan to spend this. And so, for example, if we're dealing with a camp, and the camp is saying to us that we're able to expand our services because we're going to provide scholarships, payment in full for these dollars will allow us to provide scholarships for 25 young people, because the regular cost would be this amount. But with the dollars you're giving me, I'm able to provide scholarships. And so when we go for the audit of it and the review, so it's not as if you're just going to get this money and all up front, it will be coming out in portions, and you would have to show me, and we're going to actually have monitors going to your site to make sure you're doing what you said you were going to do. And so that means if we have to talk to parents and check with parents, because a parent is going to talk, they're going to tell you what is going on. And so we have all of that prepared as well. And so we will be looking at the specific proposal. And if we don't feel they have answered the question properly, we will reach back out to them if it's something we really want to support, to help them restructure it to our expectations. There will be an ad hoc committee. So it is not just as if me and my staff alone will be looking at it. We will be reaching out to community members to come in so that we can get fresh ideas. And, maybe we might miss something, but we definitely want to afford someone an opportunity to just create that proposal and send to us. And then if we have to kind of tweak it to make it fit what we're looking for, we will work with them to do that. And so I hope that answers your question, Alder Smith.
Actually, it did, and it answered the second question, in which that I do have, because, we do have a lot of people that may say that they have programs that are happening for these children and that they're not. So you answered all of the questions in which that I wanted to ask that led up to it. I thank you so very much.
And Alder Smith, if I can make you feel even more comfortable, even with, there has to be drawdowns on the dollars. In order to receive the drawdowns, you do have to provide a report of what was done. You're going to have to provide me with a list of names, because I know at some point in time there might be a certain committee that's going to ask me, what did you do with the dollars? Who did it impact? How many people did it impact? And I'm going to have the answers prepared for you. So before you even ask me, I'm gonna have a report ready for you of what we did with these dollars.
Well, I think that that's great, because so many times that we give out dollars and there's no checks and balances to the money in which that we do give out. And people will say that they're utilizing it, but in all reality that they're not utilizing the money the way that they said. But I think what you're doing, it's great, because it brings forth a lot of checks and balances. And those are the things that I like to hear. It's about accountability.
Yes.
And that's the only way that you can be very successful, is through accountability and making sure that every dollar is accounted for and the way that you are utilizing it. And one thing that I really love what you said, because it's something that I do, that you will go to the houses to make sure that those kids are there, a part of the program. Because, sometimes people say the kids are there and they're not there. Parents know nothing about it. So I feel a lot comfortable with your answers in which that you have given. Thank you so very much. You're right down my alley. I really appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alder Smith. And Alder Ortiz.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just one quick question, Gwendolyn. Thank you again for all your hard work that you do with the youth in the city. A lot of parents are having difficulty that don't have like credit cards and access to the internet. what would you suggest the best way for them to sign their child up to be part of the camps, or if you have the booklets? I know a lot of parents have been asking me for booklets, especially some Spanish speaking families in my ward.
Okay, are you referring to our Mayor's Youth Guide, Alder Ortiz? For the
Yes.
camps? So we do have some physical books. Madam Chair has had me reserve some to the side for you, but since I'm in the building, I will make sure I bring the box upstairs. We also have, trying to keep technologically advanced. We also have what we have, cards with have a code on it, like a QR code, where they can actually just scan it and it will pop up on their phones as well. So they're able to go through that. And I am at 90% that I have some in Spanish, but I promise you I will have the real answer for you tomorrow. If you could just give me until close of business day tomorrow to find that out for you, Alder Ortiz.
Thank you so much. A lot of people just like to see the physical book, you know, touch it, look at all the activities, let their children look through it versus, you know, on their phone or, you know.
Absolutely. I have them sitting right on my desk, but since I have to go upstairs for Alder Wingate, I will bring those upstairs for you as well.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all your work.
No problem.
Thank you, Alder Ortiz. Do we have any other questions from the committee members?
Madam Chair, I have one more question for Gwen.
Okay, Alder Rodriguez, you have the floor.
Thank you. Gwen, I just recently saw, and I'm quite sure my other colleagues saw the posting about the neighborhood ambassadors going to the districts. Can you speak a little bit on that?
Absolutely. So under, again, pending approval, under the American Rescue Program, there will be an LCI, well, it will be an ambassadors program. It initially started off with LCI. There were some changes going on. And so we decided it would be best if we based them at the districts, the police districts in each community. And so there will be a team of 5 young people assigned to a supervisor, and their task will be to go out into the community, kind of like a community beautification, community cleanup. We have directions that will be of needs in the community coming from the district managers of the police department. We're also working in collaboration with the fire department, because we're hoping to get all of the fire hydrants in the city painted, and that will be part of their job as well. And so these teams, the purpose of these teams will be for the beautification of that community that they're in, and they will be based out of the police district headquarters in each community.
And it would be, again, 5 ambassadors per district, you said?
Yes, ma'am. 5 ambassadors per district who live in that district. And so we are working on with our list, which is why I was saying that hopefully the about 140 young people that have not been placed, we will be placing in this program as well. And so if all goes well, I will be able to have everyone who applied to Youth at Work placed, and we will be working in order to create these teams. And so we're starting that process now. We have actually, one of my managers, Tommy Veal, has taken a lead for me, and we are starting to split up those districts and look for supervisors over the teams.
Thank you so much for that. I look forward to seeing them out in our district. So thank you for that.
No problem. Alder Smith had a question, Madam Chair.
Alder Smith?
Thank you. I'm glad my colleague brought that up about the ambassador program. I was kind of concerned about that also. It's important that we utilize the children that are in the areas in which that these programs happen, because we have, we don't want to mix up with the turf and all of that. Also, if you need any information on it, that's my program that I created and gave to LCI. I have all the nuts and bolts that go with it, that I can finish giving you what the details on, because they only have a piece of it. There's more to that program. I also hope that when you put more people out in this area, that we don't delve into the housing in 30, because we already created that program along with the other portion of it, but we want to combine it all together so that we're working together collaboratively to make sure that everything is going real smoothly. But I can give you some more information in regards to really running a smooth program, and that if you like,
Nick,
being that I wrote the program.
Absolutely. I think I would be foolish not to go to the source. And so I thank you for letting me know that you learn something new every day. And I did not realize you wrote that program. And to the alders, please do not think that I tried to glaze over that that portion, that programming. It's just, it did not come under my sector, but I am kind of over it, if you understand what I mean. And so I do not want to speak to or take credit for anyone else's idea. And so that is why when I have presented to you about is anything coming under the American Rescue Plan, I only spoke to what we actually developed out of our department, but we are working on that portion of it, which is why I was able to provide that information. Alder Rodriguez and Alder Smith, I will reach out to you offline so you could give me more insight, which I would greatly appreciate.
I think it's a great thing in which that you're doing. And I think, working collaborations with the alders is really great. And I'm here to help you out, just to let you know, to give you all the service that you need. As you know, I've done that job for 20 years, and I'm willing to help to make it right for you.
Please know that we are extending an invitation to you all. Anytime you want to stop by any of our programs, come by. You do, and you really don't need this invitation because this is you all. You're my youth committee. You are my anchor. And so, when I need to drive home, like I need, I'm coming to you guys for support. So please feel free. If you just want to stop through and just to see, well, let me see if Gwen is really doing everything she's talking about. Please do it. And I open myself up to constructive criticism. If there's anything that I am not doing well and you feel like I can do better, please hit me offline. And, and I am more than happy to listen to anything that you have to say. I am just trying to find a way to grow this department and what we are doing. And so I will be counting on you all to help me out a lot.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Gwen, you're doing an awesome job. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alder Smith.
Thank you. Any other questions from the committee at this time?
Madam Chair, I just wanted to make one comment to Gwen, if I can. So the reason I asked you, because I was so excited to see that they're going to be coming to all the districts. And absolutely, I would love to see who's coming over to the Hill and support our youth. So know that if you get a group over here, you reach out to me, text me and say, Carmen, get out to the district so you can meet the youth over here, because I want to just support our youth. And it's an important time in our city right now. And everyone on this committee, we're pushing for our kids. So know that I just want to meet them. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm writing a note down now. Invitation for first day. So it's not going to be just all the Rodriguez. I'm sending it to everyone. Come meet your kids.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I'm just going to piggyback off of the programming and what you spoke about. It is very important and it's beneficial to not only the communities, but to the youth that are going to be serving in their own communities. It gives them a greater sense of pride and awareness about their surroundings. And as a parent of a former ambassador, my son loved being an ambassador because he loved that youth at work money. And I noticed a change in him from walking around our community. He knew some of the older neighbors, and because they would go around and they would help do different things. So I just think it is a wonderful thing you all are doing. I'm excited about all the programming you spoke about. I'm going to make sure I spread the word even more to get some people down to get those applications in. And we want to just thank you again. Thank you for always being here and coming out to talk about this great programming.
So Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, and to the alders, I have one little secret thing we're working on. And if it could come out, I think it would be the most phenomenal thing ever. We still haven't gotten it solidified yet. And so I'm speaking positivity into the atmosphere. And so we are actually checking to see if we can start an aviators program. And so this would be a program, right? Isn't that crazy? It's like, we never thought about that, right?
Oh, wait a minute. You're doing my program.
We'll talk. we'll talk. That would be, damn, let's do it together. Let's make it happen together. How many young people have their pilot's license? That could be a step to, you know, if they went into a military, or if they wanted to be their own private pilot, or if they wanted to work for airlines. It is something different. It's something we've never done. It's never happened. So Alder Smith and I, we're going to make this happen, right? Okay. I got it on camera. It's recorded. She can't back down now. We're going to make it happen.
Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to get more information on that. And hey, let's just keep growing. That's what it's all about. Empowering our youth, empowering our communities. Thank you so much. So if we have no further questions from the committee, do we have any further questions? Any last minute questions? We thank you again for being here. You can either leave or you can stay on with us. It's your choice. I know you're a busy woman, but we do thank you for coming out and giving us all that information.
No problem. I'm gonna hang out with Gemma. She hung out with me, so I'm gonna stay with Gemma.
Thank you. All right, so we're gonna go right on into it. And from our New Haven Board of Education, we're gonna introduce Ms. Gemma Joseph Lumpkin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam President, pleasure to see you. Good evening, Board of Alders, members of this Youth Committee. Madam Chair, I would like the opportunity to share screen, if you will, please.
You really want to share screens? All right, Mr. Lucas, can you give her the capability to share her screen tonight?
I think he did. So just wanted to jump right into the work and share with you what we are doing. We are excited to be working in collaboration with Gwen Bush-Williams. She has been an amazing team member with us as we roll out our Summer of Fun. But I would say long before the Summer of Fun 2021, we've been grinding in the weeds and just trying to really make things happen for our students. And Gwen has been with us from day one, and we appreciate her so much, especially last year, which was our toughest year. We were all locked down, and here we were trying to do summer programming for students and trying to get a lot of support. Back then we had very little money to do it. It wasn't like today. And we are appreciative of Gwen really stepping up and helping us to serve nearly 100 students last year. But now here we are, 2021 Summer of Fun. Thank you all for inviting us. So what's new? We're going to, as Gwen alluded to, we're expanding our summer camps from 6 sites to 12 school sites this year. We're expanding the time from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. And as you can see here, the 8 to 4, I'm sorry, we were at 8 to 12, we're expanding from 8 to 4 in collaboration with the City Youth and Recreation Department to support students all day. We think this is huge for our students and families that we are able to provide all day supports in our summer learning camps this year. We will do the academic portion in the morning from 8 to 12, and then the City Youth and Recreation Department will pick up the afternoon. We are also expanding our collaborations with community partners, bringing more theme-based and creative programming from arts, etc., to our students. We will be rolling out special education programming for our students who are identified as special education, as well as special programming for our students who are identified as English language learners, ELL. We are using multi-language learners now. We will also be offering credit retrieval at all of our high schools, as opposed to just at one site as we have in the past. And then we'll be offering our career pathways and social justice students to students who are in 6th to 8th grade. And that is usually our program that we focus on students at risk for disengagement. So our Summer of Fun, we kicked off May 8th with a resource fair. Today, we kicked off our community-wide fitness and move challenge where we hiked up to East Rock. We know we challenged you all and we survived. Those of us who were able to get this done, we were able to hold that survival t-shirt that we made that happen. On July 1st is opening day of our summer fun academic and enrichment camps. And then on August 16, we're going to have an amazing welcome back to school celebration and rally for our students. So what's new? This year, we're going to kick off a weekends extravaganza. As a parent, we are always trying to figure out what to do with our children on Saturday and Sunday. This year, we have the opportunity with a 23-acre summer camp to offer our families from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. swimming pool, aquatic activities, family swim, ropes course activities, zip line, nature exploration, family hikes, team building activities, family Zumba on land, as well as aqua Zumba, and enrichment activities to encourage our families to be connected to their learning. This will happen. Our hope is to kick this off on July 7th, and it will run through August. And this would lift up and give our families opportunities to engage in ways that they've not been able to engage in the past, in terms of giving their students full enrichment activities, not just Monday to Friday, but also on the weekends. This is more activities that will be offered at the camp, including flick and float, family nights, drive-in style movie nights, weekly special. We want to bring in local animal programs from Mystic Aquarium, Maritime Aquarium, Beardsley Zoo, campfire cooking. Just really, that summer of fun should really feel like a lot of fun for our students and families, and we are working to make that happen. In addition, we are implementing New Haven Day at some of the places that we know our students can learn and engage, but have had problems accessing on the weekends. So we've been working with Mystic Seaport, Norwalk Aquarium, the Beardsley Zoo. And I'm so excited about Mystic Seaport because, you know, the Amistad ship is docked there, and they are working with us on putting together a program for our students. We believe it's going to be on August 9th, if I get that correct. I might have gotten that off. But Mystic Seaport will welcome New Haven Day with families, with students, to really share in the excitement of that Seaport Museum. I was there just a couple of weeks ago with my very young children, and it was so amazing for them to get onto that whaling ship and to go down into the galley and to walk around. And first thing my 2.5-year-old wanted to know is, Mommy, where are the treasures? You know, he thought that this was a pirate ship of some kind, but he was just so excited by the opportunity to be on this amazing ship, something he's never seen before. And as you know, the aquarium and the zoo will offer unique opportunities for our students, and we're going to cover those costs. We're also in collaboration with our at-risk students. There will be all of what I've just talked about are available to all of our students in New Haven, but in collaboration with Governor Lamont's Learner Engagement Attendance Program and ACES, we will receive a $1.2 million grant over 2 years to reduce chronic absenteeism. We will expand our door-to-door outreach by linking our trusted partners such as Ice the Beef and others throughout the summer to connect with our students. We're already doing that work. United Way will be a major partner for us. This will really help us move things quickly. They will serve as our fiduciary. They stepped up early to assist us. University of New Haven Youth Justice Center, along with our internal team, will provide community relation building framework and how we engage families through the restorative practices approach. So we don't have people just knocking on doors saying a kid's been out of school. We want to make sure that we have a positive approach to our families. And we'll also be working with VOC as a data collection platform. So that's our big message on our summer of fun. You know, I want to just show off the t-shirt for those of us who made it to the hike today. and actually completed the challenge. We're willing to take on the members of this committee. We have several other challenges coming up. I know this one was a little tough. It was a hike up and you had a meeting and, it was quite a bit of a workout, but we want you to know that there'll be more to come and we are ready to work with you and partner with you and challenge you. But most importantly, we are really about making sure that we are working in a unique way in collaboration with our partners to serve our children in ways that we have not been able to serve our children in the past. They've had a long, dark year. When we look at chronic absenteeism and we look at what is behind the scenes of the experiences of these students, it is tragic. And it is cold and hard. So it is really important for us to put our arms around these students. We have been having conversations about retention and holding kids back, which are, by the way, research-based practices, and science tells us retaining kids and holding them back. I know the old school people talk about social promotion, that sort of thing. The science is clear. We need to plan for these students. We need to meet them where they are. We need to keep them within their age group so we don't have 16-year-olds sitting in 8th grade and dropping out. We're not traumatizing students by them feeling they're punished again after all the drama and trauma they've gone through this year. So we at the Board of Education have got to double down and service these students and think about their needs in ways that we know to do well, but we have to just really recommit ourselves to make sure that it happens for our children. It's been tough for many of them. We have 1 in 3 kids chronically absent. You know that. We have 1,066 kids who showed up 50% or less. And we have 66 8th graders who we couldn't find going into 9th grade, right? Haven't barely stepped a foot in school. We found 53 of them. I promise the superintendent, we will find every single one of them, whether they transfer out, whether they hiding out, whether they're just trying to be out. We will connect with every single one of those students. We're very close to it, and we will connect them to some of these programs that we've talked about here, whether it's with working with Gwen's team or working with the multiple community partners we have out there, or whether it's care coordination. What we know for sure is our students need help. And we're here to make that happen for them. We're grateful for your support in this. I've talked to all of you in different ways, in different contexts, whether it's here or whether it's in person, and you have been nothing but supportive to us in this work. Your positive messages and your positive words in these meetings and elsewhere means a lot to us. We're in the arena and we need you to keep doing what you do in terms of cheering us on and supporting us. Thank you. And I'm open to your consultation at this time.
Thank you very much. Before I entertain questions from the committee, so that I do not get fired or kicked off of this committee that I love so dearly, I need to clean some things up, some housekeeping stuff. Ms. Gemma Joseph Lumpkin, would you be so kind as to state your full name and your address for the record? Sure. And then I'm also going to circle back around to our director, Ms. Gwendolyn Bush-Williams, after you.
Yes, I am Gemma Joseph Lumpkin, Chief of Youth, Family, and Community Engagement for New Haven Board of Education. I live at 72 Sheffield Avenue in New Haven, 06511.
Thank you so much.
Yep, Gwendolyn Bush-Williams, 5 Chris John Circle, West Haven, Connecticut, Director, Youth and Recreation. And I forgot, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We know.
It is my job and my duty to make sure that this is done properly. Yes. So I think you guys saved me, and I think I have another week left on this committee because of you. I appreciate you all. And now I will entertain questions from the committee. Alder Wingate.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That was so impactful. Like, it was a lot of information. I was wondering, can we get a copy of that?
Absolutely.
Right? Can we get a copy of that? Because there's a lot of programming, a lot of strategic thinking has went into this process. And I just want to say thank you for that. And it would be great if we can get a breakdown. I know for me, to spread the word, to move forward with it, because it sounds like a lot of fun that's going on, and picking up the pieces through this coronavirus is real. I'm such a big fan of Gwen's and everybody, and you know how it goes. So y'all just keep pushing, man. That's what I could say. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alder Wingate. Any other questions? No? I just have a question. How do we gauge and how do we help, in a sense, to make sure we get people signed up to these programs other than the kickoff and the booklet? Like, what can we do to make sure we're getting this word out? Is there a midway point where you need to like do a heavy blast and need assistance with,
Yes.
what is that cutoff? Can you make sure we know about these things?
Yeah, we will send to you our link, nhps.net, and we hope that you will then share it. And the link to that is right there, Summer Fun. And then we hope that you will share that with your constituents in your communities. We will get our flyers out to you. Again, for you to share, we'll get that over to you, Madam Chair. And we know that Mr. Lucas is, we share information with him as well. And absolutely, we want you to talk to your constituents. Every student that should be signing up for programming. And the best way to find out what they are is to go to our website, nhps.net, so that you can see the Summer Fun programs that's available. There's something for every child in the district.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from our committee members? No?
Yes, I have a comment, Madam Chair. Can I go? I wait for the process. Okay. So no, I just want to say thank you again to both of you guys. You work really hard, right? I had an opportunity to watch you during the actual pandemic, really trying to get out there and connect with our kids, because we all know that, the children are our future, and we need to keep them engaged and energized around learning and all of those things. And sometimes, with all the negativity and all the different things coming at you, I think you don't hear thank you much. So I want to say thank you, because I saw firsthand showing up to kids' house who aren't engaged, getting services really for their families, which sometimes that is why the engagement wasn't there for the kids, and really trying to wrap all services around the families so that we can have good outcomes. And I know if you say you're going to get those additional kids that haven't been showing up, I know you're going to do it because you are really committed. And you enjoy actually the work that you're doing. So we appreciate it from this side. Our constituents appreciate it. The kids in the New Haven public schools and the kids that live in this appreciate it, because it's important that we continuously try to figure out how we keep our kids and their families engaged. Because if the families is not engaged, 9 times out of 10, the kid is not going to be fully engaged either. And I think even though it's hard, we're trying to figure that out. And I feel much more confident that we will come up with a much better plan, having you guys spearheading and being a part of that team. So thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So anyone else? Do I see any hands up? No hands up? All right, well, we have no other questions at this time. Once again, we thank you from the bottom, the top, the middle, the center, all of it, our hearts, minds, and souls, because it's all about our children. And hey, we're here for them, and we're here to support the things you guys are doing, and keeping everything positive. So we thank you for coming out tonight. We don't like to let you leave because, this is like such a positive group here. We will get all the information you deliver to us. We will make sure we blast it out. And that's what we're here to do, be partners. So keep up the great work. And we're all set for tonight.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Madam,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Any, you want to vote on it? All in favor?
Yeah.
Hi.
Aye. Have a
Good
good
night,
night, everybody.
everyone.
Good seeing everyone. Great
Good
meeting.
night.
Good
Thank
meeting.
you so
Great
much.
meeting. Good meeting.
Good night.
Very positive. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Absolutely good stuff.
Madam Chair.